Jamar Chase and the Cincinnati wide receivers were lost in the sauce. Sauce Gardner continued his hot form against the Bengals on Sunday with 2 pass breakups and only allowing 1 catch in coverage. So let's take a look at the All-22 together and I'll show you why number 1 is fast becoming a CB1. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from PLAJ, and today we're going to be looking at the Sauce Gardner tape because he was outstanding on the boundary in these cover 3, cover 1 type looks against what's a high caliber receiving core for the Cincinnati Bengals. And the key man, the marquee matchup, was Jamar Chase. And Sauce was fantastic in reps against him. 10 passing downs, 1 target, 0 receptions. And this was that target. Man on man, down the bottom of your screen. Have a look at Sauce Gardner against Jamar Chase. I'll let it roll through at full speed. Tracks the ball and then plays it through the hands. Rips that ball out. Does the snow angel. A fantastic job from Sauce Gardner. So what makes this rep so impressive? You're going to see he gets a little inside release here to Chase and then he switches it to the outside. As we freeze it, you can see Sauce is in a fantastic position. He has him covered and he's in a very good spot. This is the key moment though on these deep go balls down the sideline to a guy like Jamar Chase. Sauce has the right hand on the hip so he can feel for where Jamar Chase is, and as he does that, his eyes are to the football. Have a look at the way he flips his head, tracks the football, and then once he realizes he can't make an interception, he turns his head and plays straight through the receiver's hands. This is as good as it gets. Sauce Gardner with a nice hip flip, making sure he's in the pocket of Jamar Chase, tracking the football and then playing through the hands. He nearly intercepted this ball. He ripped it out. This was a spectacular job. I don't think you're going to see a better rep from a corner one-on-one against Jamar Chase all season long. This is what you love to see if you're a New York Jets fan. And then the second pass breakup that Sauce had in the game came against Higgins. He's going to be on the left-hand side of the formation for the Jets, the top of your screen. And in this instance, it's a quick pass. They're not looking to beat him vertically. Sauce does a nice job being patient, waiting at the stem of the route. He's in nice coverage over the top. Joe Burrow feels pressure. The rep's really over right here. But the most difficult thing for a corner to do is to cover in a scramble drill situation. There is no planning for this. So what does he do? He rebounds extremely well, gets that outstanding length coming from the inside long arm, goes straight through the football, and once again causes the pass breakup. I will let it roll for you at full speed, but you can see he does a nice job over the top. He's got tight coverage, and then when it's scramble drill time, get to the football. An awesome job. That recovery, make-up speed, everything you want to see from Sauce Gardner is here. Plays the initial play fantastically, really good discipline, and then when it's time to go off script, he gets it done against another really good wide receiver. And this one looks a little bit like the play we saw earlier against Jamar Chase. You're going to see in the end, John Franklin Myers with a roughing the passer, the Jets don't get off the field. But it's another great job from Sauce Gardner in this boundary look, one-on-one, man-on-man with 0 help. I know he pops out of the screen there, it's a little bit difficult to see. The ball ends up incomplete, but as we break this down a little bit, again, you're going to see the same thing from Sauce Gardner. Does a nice job getting tight. He's in the hip pocket of the wide receiver. He starts to force him to the boundary. He doesn't let him get back towards the numbers and fight to create more space. He hems him in towards the boundary. Then as the quarterback, Joe Burrow, starts to break containment, have a look at the positioning of Sauce Gardner at the top of this route. There is 0 yards of separation. Come back for the ball, nothing. At the moment he throws it, nothing. This is an outstanding rep, one-on-one on the boundary. There is no help. There is Sauce Gardner and there is the receiver, and Sauce wins this matchup again. Robert Saleh said it in his press conference yesterday. If he could get his corners one-on-one on the boundary, he liked his matchups, and Sauce Gardner is a huge reason why. Realistically, Sauce got beaten once on the day in these one-on-one type matchups, and it was this rep here against T. Higgins. And even still, he had remarkably tight coverage. I'll let it roll through. This is a cover 3 look. Sauce has got eyes in the backfield. He then realizes it's a straight go, and he gets himself in great position, but T forces that tiny bit of separation and ends up catching the football. But once again, as we're breaking this down, Sauce Gardner, eyes in the backfield, it's time to go. He understands that he has the speed to match him. Once again, as we get to the catch point and the most important part of the rep, he is lathered all over T. Higgins. Look, T does a great job just forcing separation back into Ahmad and making what ends up almost being a one-hand basket catch. But I can't get angry at Ahmad Gardner, a rookie corner playing against some of the best receivers in the NFL, giving up this rep. Do you want to see him make a play on the ball? Sure. But you cannot be upset when he has this good a coverage. And when this is your worst rep from the entire game, you know that you've got a special corner on your hands. Now let's flip over to zone coverage, because there's been a couple of instances this year where the Jets have allowed these touchdowns with either you want to call it man match or, little zones in the red zone. I want to show you that these aren't Ahmad Gardner's fault and that he actually has great instincts in zone. Here's one from earlier in the game before the touchdown. Does a really nice job passing off. You can see Ahmad, who's on the left-hand side of your screen near the numbers. You can see him point with that left hand. He lets Michael Carter know, we're switching here. I'm going to take this receiver from the slot. You're going to take the outside receiver, and have a look at the coverage and the positioning he gets on Jamar Chase. As a result, Joe Burrow, whose eyes are going to the right-hand side of the Bengals formation towards Sauce, he can't throw the football. Quinnen Williams, he's going to win quickly. He won all day long. And the Jets end up getting off the field on third down. But it's a product of the communication and the understanding of responsibilities from Ahmad Gardner. Thought this was a great rep, and I want to show you that he is very intelligent, has good IQ, and these mistakes, these communication errors, they aren't necessarily on him. Now, speaking about such errors, here it is. We're going to run through the play. Ahmad Gardner is on the left-hand side of the Jets formation. I've said it over and over again, the right-hand side of your screen. He's on Jamar Chase. But you can see off the snap that you've got Joyner, who's hovering just behind these two players for the Jets on the left-hand side of their formation, and he's ready to take any inside releases. On the opposite side of the field, you've got Jordan Whitehead, who starts calling him over. Right now, he believes he's taking any inside releases. Sauce Gardner believes he's taking any inside releases, but then he snaps the football. You can see Sauce just palms him off. You can see him point his hand. He believes this is going to be to the inside. No one's there, and it's an easy touchdown. Sauce Gardner and Joyner were both on the same page here. Whitehead's communication makes this play completely different. I'm not sure if Quincy Williams made a mistake as well. Maybe he was supposed to sit back in this zone. Someone's supposed to be there. This isn't a mistake on Sauce Gardner. He has the instincts. You can see that straight away. He has that cerebral understanding of what his job is on the play. He knows this is a switch in the tight red zone. But unfortunately, there's a bust, but it's not on Ahmad Gardner. So that is how the Bengals wide receivers were lost in the sauce. You're not going to get a tougher matchup than that. Joe Burrow is a good quarterback. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, they're some of the best receivers in the game. He continues to impress me, and I can't wait to see what he puts together for the rest of his rookie season.